Rebuilding SoCal is our commitment to following our recovery every step of the way in every community.
And when the Eaton Fire blazed through Altadena, it took more than homes and memories. It devastated a city that has long been a haven for Black families. Our Pat Harvey sharing some of the stories of its significance.
I love the community so much I have Altadena tattooed on me, believe it or not.
Trevor Howard Kelly has lived in Altadena his entire life.
My dad bought the property in 1968 after getting his GI Bill from the Navy. We tried to get property in Pasadena, but of course they redlined everyone to Altadena, so that's how we landed there.
His parents' home burned down in the Eaton Fire. His 83-year-old mother, a pillar of the community, lost her life in the fire.
So one house my whole life, now it's gone. And my beautiful mother is gone.
The Kellys were among the many Black families who moved to Altadena because it was one of the few communities where minorities could get a housing loan. Redlining, or the practice of denying people access to credit because of where they lived, was a common practice at the time.
It was basically very racially acceptable for the African American. They could come here and build their businesses without having to go through a lot of red tape that they were experiencing in other states and other, places that they were trying to live.
Town Council member Darlene Green says this enclave became a sanctuary for the Black community, even for celebrities such as baseball great Jackie Robinson, Oscar-winning actor Sidney Poitier, and author Octavia Butler.
My grandmother, who bought the home as a single woman, was with 10 children, by the way.
Wow.
She scraped, she worked.
Trevor's wife, Kimberly Kelly, says Altadena also offered her family a piece of the American dream.
All of her grandchildren, there's probably like 30 of us, all were raised and have memories, were close, became close, remained close because of that home.
At one point, African Americans made up over 40% of homeowners in Altadena. Today, of the 18% of Black residents in the city, 81% own homes, almost double the national rate.
We have a lot of blue-collar and white-collar workers, but everybody treats everybody the same here, which makes it special.
It's community.
Community with a capital C.
These homes were intended to be passed down to loved ones, providing a step toward generational wealth.
He bought that home so when my mom and dad passed, they would leave it to my sister and I, and my sister has no kids, so I would leave it to my kids who has kids. So we were going to keep it going.
And an unusual fact we have discovered in this community is that there are many members of the same family living within minutes of each other.
They are here with their children, and their children's children are here.
One of the families we spoke to, the Williams family, lost 5 homes and 3 additional ones were damaged, all within a 3-mile radius.
People want us to be really, really sad, and we are inside, but I mean, we're okay, right? We're okay.
At last count, the Eaton Fire had damaged or destroyed 7,000 structures, making it one of the 5 most destructive fires in the state. About 20% of residents affected by the Eaton Fire are Black. But for those residents, the biggest fear is not the rebuilding, but who will be able to come back.
My biggest fear is not gentrification, but colonization.
Meaning?
Meaning, when you come and gentrify the neighborhood, you're going to make it beautiful. But when you come to colonize, you're going to replace those who worked so hard and were resilient and were redlined up here. You will replace them with your capitalistic selves.
According to Green, the town council has already begun having conversations around this growing fear.
I'd like to make sure that the people representing us advocate for the people that have been here, grandmothers and generations that have been here and built their homes, that they don't let land developers come in here and price us out.
So this is a historical gem.
Absolutely.
For sure.
For sure.
And we hope that it stays that way.
Thank you, Pat.
And you know, Pat, I don't think a lot of people knew about the fact that the Black community was so strong in Altadena until we started, covering these stories.
There's no question about that one. I will admit myself, I had visited Pasadena many years ago, and for Altadena, and I really didn't realize the depth of the history of that city when it comes to primarily black families. I mean, that was one of the first communities to sell homes to black families. So I spoke with more families, Juan and Amy. I just wanted to be there to experience what was happening. I've done a story on Palisades coming as well, but for this particular issue here, it is all about the rebuild. And as they stated, they're worried about being priced out. They want to build back their homes. They know that there will probably be some high density building, but they want to make sure that their properties are restored and they can afford to live there. And that's going to be the test going forward. It's going to take a long time, but that will be the test. And we hope that it happens because this happened through no fault of theirs.
And we'll be here to document it,
Yes,
that's for sure.
Absolutely.
No
and
question.
It's so important because there have been other communities in California that started out as black communities, but many of those really disappeared. And the fact that the black community stayed so strong in Altadena, I mean, that really is something that we hope to see continue.
Yeah, we hope so too. And they're just so nice, really.
They sure are. Looked like it.
All right.
All right, Pat, thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.